Hey, what's up, Safemoon? How you guys doing? I just want to do a visual representation of swap and evolve and kind of look at some of the numbers. If you guys want more content like this, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe right now and help this video do better in the algorithm. If you guys appreciate my work. If you don't, you can dislike it, unsubscribe, report me for hateful content. Okay, guys, so we have 3% of our buys and sells. Our volume is going to be going towards our liquidity pool. It used to be 5%, but it's only 3% right now. And what that means is that buys and sells are going to be building up BNB. Technically, how it works is if you want to buy Safemoon, you're going to send BNB to the Safemoon liquidity pool, and the liquidity pool has Safemoon and BNB in it, which is what determines our price, the ratio to BNB to Safemoon. And you send BNB and it sends out Safemoon. But what's happening is we're getting 3% for that Safemoon. And with swap and evolve, it is going to sell Safemoon for this 3% is going to save up, and it's going to sell that back into the liquidity pool to get BNB, to store up BNB up to another selling point, and then it's going to sell half of that BNB into the Safemoon, and then pair that BNB with Safemoon that it got from that sell into the liquidity pool. Now I'm going to make this a lot more simple. So the current price of Safemoon is 0.0008379, and the current price of BNB is around $324. Swap and evolve triggers converting the Safemoon from the tax, that 3%, at 323,323.32, which at today's price is $270. At today's price, $270 worth of Safemoon into a wallet that's storing up BNB. Now the BNB stores up until it hits 132 BNB. 132 times 324 is going to be 42,768, leaving us with $42,768. At today's price is when swap and evolve would trigger, and it would trigger by taking half of that and using it to buy Safemoon, and then taking the $21,384 worth of Safemoon and then the $21,384 worth of BNB and pairing it. So it does it right at the same time so that you're getting the exact dollar amount equal to each other when it does the swap and evolve. So kind of how I visualize this is with swap and liquify, we had on the charts from the 10%, we had 5% that was happening in buys. And in all that volume in the buys and sells, there was positive price action that was happening that was storing up Safemoon. BNB was being sent to the liquidity pool, out was coming Safemoon. 5% of that Safemoon was being stored up in a ginormous wallet, because this was triggering on a much bigger scale. V1, it was 500 billion, which is a lot. V2, it's 500 million, which is still a lot for that amount. On as far as the ratios go, V2, we have it set up differently now, and it's actually better. That's probably the best part about this, is that it's a smaller amount. But the positive action would happen until the swap and liquify would hit that 500 billion. It would be storing up Safemoon, and once it hit 500 billion Safemoon, it would say, oh, time to dump on the charts, and there would be a sell on the charts. But that sell only happened because of all the volume, all the buys and sells that was storing up that Safemoon. But with swap and evolve, it does it kind of the inverted pathway of it, but also in lower amounts. So it's actually kind of interesting to look at. With swap and evolve, it is actually selling the token pretty fast, because it's selling it once it hits, and it's only 3%. So it's actually less percent going towards this, because 1% is going toward the growth fund. And they changed how the burn wallet functions. So 3% is being stored up, and as soon as it hits 323,000 Safemoon, then it is going to convert that to BNB, the native token, And what that looks like on the charts is very quickly it's selling that percentage, whereas before we weren't seeing it have a negative impact on the charts. Now we are very quickly in smaller amounts, and it's doing that in order to fill up the amount of BNB that we have, so that once this BNB hits its threshold of 132 BNB, which we know right now is 42,000, it'll do a $21,000 buy on the charts on a smaller amount. Now, a 500 billion sell on the charts, that's a pretty big sell. You know, it's kind of a big deal that the threshold would be that much, and the impact that can have on the psychology of investors or other whales who can't tell that that's what's happening and think somebody else is dumping, and you know, they're looking for their chance to sell, so they freak out and panic sell because somebody else sold and they don't want to miss their chance to sell. This might be better for the psychology of investors' mindsets as far as, you know, the future of Safemoon. It's also a great thing that we don't have Ben Phillips and other people, and we're really keeping an eye on all these wallets right now to see if anything sketchy is going on. So I think there's a lot of pressure for only good things to happen with Safemoon right now. The other thing that does make this really awesome is we have the Safemoon transfer fee. So this is wallet to wallet. It's a 2% fee, and 2% is going to have out of that 0.5% of transfers going towards the swap and evolve. And with our regular Safemoon swap tokenomics, it's the 10% fee, so that's the 3% as well. For using the Safemoon swap, there's going to be a 0.17% that is also going to be used for swap and evolve, in that it's also going to be helping fill this wallet as well, which creates that positive price action. This is going to be triggering like crazy because 323,000 Safemoon is not that much. And the 132 BNB is a bigger amount, but it's not 500 million BNB as opposed to what it was with swap and liquify. It would have been 500 million BNB saving up and being a big buy in the charts, and whales would have taken advantage of that. If it had been a 500 billion buy into the charts, then whales would be looking for that, waiting for that, and trying to take advantage of it. But because it's only a 42,000 buy, then it is less likely to be taken advantage of, especially if you know it's going to continue happening. Yeah, so if we look at the price of 132 BNB today, that's 42,768, but only half of it would be using for a buy, so it's actually only 21,384. If it had been 500 million Safemoon still, or the equivalent of that with BNB, that would have been $418,950, which would have been a $209,000 buy, which at today's price, that would be about a 10x on the charts as far as when that's happening. So to make it real simple, swap and liquify was buying Safemoon. It would go from BNB, that's how you buy Safemoon, to Safemoon, store up Safemoon in a wallet until it hit the threshold, and then it would sell the Safemoon into the LP. Swap and evolve is kind of interesting because there's just some extra steps in there. BNB, you send your BNB to Safemoon. It stores it up in a wallet just like before, but it sells it at a much smaller percentage, that 323,000 Safemoon. But it doesn't sell it into the liquidity pool. It swaps it for BNB. So it actually goes over here for BNB. So there's still these sells happening, but instead of one massive sell for the swap and liquify, you see these tiny little sells over and over again with all the volume that's happening, storing up into the BNB so that bigger sells can happen into the LP. But like we said, this was on a much bigger scale. This was the 500 million. And right now we are looking at BNB triggering at 132 BNB, which at today's price, 132 BNB is the same as 51 million Safemoon. So yeah, it seems to be about 10 times less than what it was as far as the threshold goes that the swap and evolve and the swap in and liquify is. So swap in liquify was about 10 times higher, the threshold was as of right now. But there's also just a new function that's happening within swap and evolve that swap and liquify didn't happen, which is that it is converting Safemoon into BNB before it goes into the LP, which is creating these smaller cells and these bigger buys, but not nearly as big as what was happening up here. So I hope this helped create a clearer picture to somebody out there. If you guys enjoy my content, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and comment. It only takes a second. It helps reward me for all this effort going into this video. I really appreciate that, you guys. You guys have a great day.